Okay, let's move to the next part, which is about cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. We need the following machines in our lab. Mainly we need an attacking machine, which is Kali Linux, and another machine that contains the vulnerable websites. Okay, let's start with definitions. Cross-site scripting vulnerabilities are the kind of vulnerabilities that allow an attacker to inject JavaScript code into a page, an HTML page, or any kind of web page. Code is executed when the page is loaded, and also we mentioned that the code is executed on the client machine, not on the server. So if we are attacking and exploiting these vulnerabilities, the target will be the client's machine and not the server where the applications are located. We distinguish three types of cross-site scripting vulnerabilities: the persistent stored cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, stored XSS, where the code to be injected is stored in the database; reflected XSS, where the code is injected into a URL with get parameter, and the URL is sent to the victim. When the victim clicks that URL, the JavaScript will be executed on his side. The last category is DOM-based XSS, where the payload is executed as a result of modifying the DOM environment in the victim's browser. So how to discover these kind of vulnerabilities? So there is only one method. It's to try to inject JavaScript code into the pages. And we test all the text boxes and the get parameters that looks like the following link. So this is a parameter equals something. This thing is normally a string, like a parameter, a username, a name, something like that. But when we try to inject JavaScript code there in the place of something as a value of this something parameter, if we can inject a JavaScript code into this parameter, which is called something, and we notice that this JavaScript code is executed on the client's browser, which means that it is the website or the page is injectable, and we can do further damage and further exploitation to this website. Let's start with the first category of cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, which is reflected XSS. This is a non-persistent, non-stored kind of vulnerability. So they are not stored into a database, and they are working just on the URL itself. So it works only if the target, the client, the user, visits a specially crafted URL, and this URL is containing some parameters that are containing themselves JavaScript codes instead of simple string parameters. Let's move to our hands-on lab to see how to discover these kind of vulnerabilities, how to exploit them, and how to understand the logic behind them also. So the objective of this lab is to understand cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. When get parameters can be directly injected to the content of the web page, attackers can craft a URL with malicious values for the get parameters to force the user to execute unwanted JavaScript code when he clicks this crafted link. This scenario is called a reflected cross-site scripting XSS. In this lab, we will show step by step how to explore this vulnerability and how to mitigate it. The victim websites will be DVWA and MetalDay, which are provided by Metasploitable, and we will have another attacking virtual machine, which is Kali Linux. So let's start with DVWA, and we will go to Kali Linux virtual machine and access the DVWA website. Here the IP address can change from a lab to another, and we will see on ThoThLab how to get that access. So let's go to ThoThLab.